Hi, today I'm going to teach you a quick way of doing division of polynomials. It's called synthetic division. It's going to make your life a lot easier. So welcome calculus students. Now this method uses only coefficients of the x terms. Coefficients in, whoops, let's get that right. Coefficients in ascending or descending order. So you've got to have your x cubed, then an x squared, and an x and an 8. And we're only going to use the coefficients. So what I put down here is, let's see, I've got 1x cubed there, so I put 1 there. With the x squared, I've got the minus 5, so I write minus 5 there. And with the x, I've got 2, and then I've got the 8. So that's the start there. We put our root in here, that's the solution, not the factor. And make sure they're in descending order. And here's the method. We add going up, and we multiply the root by the top number, put the answer below. So you always add in a vertical direction. So let's try this. Now we want the factors of 8 here, because we want the last number, 8. And so look at 8 is 1 times 8 or 2 times 4 or negative 1 times negative 8. So I'm going to put in here, I'll just start with 1, I'll try it and see if it works. So I've got nothing below the 1, so I add 0 and 1 is 1. You always start with a 0 there. 1 ones are 1. Negative 1 and negative 5 make 4. That comes to negative 4. Negative 4 and 2 make negative 2. And 1 times negative 2 is negative 2. 6. I have a remainder of 6. That means it's not a factor. It's back to the drawing board. So I start again. So we have to sort of do a bit of guessing, some educated guessing. So 1 didn't work. So I'm going to try 2. So I'm going to put 2 in here and see what I get. So again, start with a 0. 0 plus 1 is 1. 2 ones are 2. That makes negative 3 when I add going vertically. 2 times negative 3 is negative 6. Add going vertically, negative 4. 2 times negative 4, negative 8. Bingo, we have a 0 there. That's the factor. Now these here give you your other factors. So that 1 now drops down. Instead of being an x cubed term, is now an x squared. So it's x squared minus 3x minus 4. We've got no remainder, and we've gone x minus 2. Remember, this is a factor. That's a root or a solution. So all I need to do is factorize this one here, and we can do it the old-fashioned method that you learned probably in year 10 or younger, where you've got x times x, the last number is negative, plus and a minus there. 4 ones are 4, so that is plus 1 and minus 4. Woohoo! That was easy. Let's try another example. Here's the second example. We're going to find the solutions to 2x cubed plus 5x squared minus x minus 6. So we just check. We've got a 2, and that's where that 2 comes from. We've got 5x squared, that's where that 5 comes. There's negative 1x there, so negative 1 and negative 6. That's all good. Now we want the factors of negative 6, so I've got 1 times negative 6 and 2 times negative 3. So again, I'm going to try these and see. So I'm going to start with the number 1 and see if we can make it work here. So I've got 1. Again, we'll start with the 0 there. 1, 0 plus 2 is 2. 1 times 2 is 2. Oh, I've got to use our 1 times tables. Hope it's not too hard. 7 minus 1 is 6. 1 times 6 is 6. Yeah, always happy when you get a 0 there. No remainder. So this means that that is 2x squared, because your x cubed has been divided. So this is 1, so the factor is x minus 1. So that's 2x cubed plus 7x plus 6 equals 0. That's what was left over, and our other factor was x minus 1. Got it? So there we go. So now you can factorize that another method, but let's try synthetic division again just for fun. So we've got 2, 7, and 6 there. And we've got 1 times 6 and 2 times 3. Well, I've already used a 1. There are no negatives here because it's just positive 6. I suppose I could have negative 2, negative 3, but there's no negatives in that. So I'm just going to use the number 2. So I'm going to put 2 in here. Start with a 0. add going up. 2 times 2 is 4. 2, 4, oh, if I'm doing 2, I actually want negative 2 here, don't I? So 2 times 2 is negative 4. Negative 4 plus 7 is 3. 2 times 3 is negative 6. And I get a 0. So there's no remainder. And so that factorizes into the following. Our first factor was x minus 1. Then we put minus 2 there, so that must mean it's x plus 2. And this is 2x plus 3. And that equals 0. Go back to the question it asked us to solve. Yes, it said find the solutions to that question. So if we want the solutions, we go back and we look, well, what makes this value 0? Well, x obviously equals 1. What made this 0? Negative 2. And this one is negative 3 over 2. Now be careful. In the next video, I'm going to show you a few problems that you might occur, a few things to remember. But this is easy for the simple ones. Saves you long division, cuts your work down.